What's up, everybody? Welcome back to High Tales, the channel where I get high and tell you some wild-ass tales. Today's story, the time I got drunk on Christmas while I was still underage. This one's got everything. Liquor, vomit, weed, the world's worst sobriety test, and one hell of a hangover. So roll something up, pack a bowl, grab the Jimmy Pendrix, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next High Tale. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. This happened about 6 years ago. I was around 16 at the time. My sister had just started working at a liquor store, the same one from the first High Tale. And with Christmas coming up, I asked her to get me a bottle of Crown, which took a little convincing, but eventually she came through. So Christmas rolls around and I unwrap this fifth like I'm Indiana Jones getting his hands on the Holy Grail, except instead of getting eternal life, I got alcohol poisoning. But anyways, I'm hyped. I crack the bottle and immediately start taking shots, start throwing them back. Now, I decided I need something to watch while I'm getting as drunk as humanly possible. So I throw on some Dark Viper AU, speedrunning GTA 5. So that's perfect vibes right there, getting drunk while watching the speed run. So I'm sitting there watching and throwing back these shots, and about an hour later, my buddy T comes over. He shows up. And by the time he gets there, I'm already pretty buzzed. Like, I'm pretty comfortably drunk. And he wasn't really drinking like I was that night. I mean, he had like 2 shots total mixed with his NOS. Meanwhile, I'm still knocking back shots like it's the fucking elixir of life and I'm on fucking borrowed time. But we're chilling watching the speed run, and eventually I start getting emotional drunk, you know? The full-on I love you bro speech drunk. You know, we've all been there with that, so I start giving him the I love you bro speech, telling him how much I appreciate him and whatnot. You know how it goes. So I wobble my drunk ass to the kitchen and start doing the same thing to my mom. You know, hugging her, giving the I love you speech, slurring my words. Again, you know how it goes. So right around this time, my mom's friend Marge shows up to drop off a Christmas gift. And she ends up taking 2 shots of Apple Crown with me before she drove home. Which, she only lived a couple minutes up the road, so it wasn't too big a deal. But eventually, I make it back to my room, and I decide to polish off the bottle. That's when things start to go downhill. Now, at this point, I'm feeling like shit, so I do what any logical, absolutely fucking wasted 16-year-old would do. I Google how to stop being drunk. And Google says to drink water, which isn't terrible advice, but I should have done that way earlier. So, I slammed 3 full bottles of water back to back, thinking it's gonna cure it and fight all the alcohol like a prime Jose Aldo. Spoiler alert, I overdid it and just made everything fucking worse. So, I try to lay down thinking maybe that'll help. And for a few minutes, it kinda does. It helps a little bit. Then I suddenly shoot up and absolutely projectile vomit all under my window unit, straight out of The Exorcist kind of bullshit. Full body purge. This was violent. So, I shoot up, Exorcist vomit, and I collapse back onto the bed. I'm half relieved, but T, being a real one, grabs some towels and a mop, and he cleans it up, which is fucking legendary behavior. A little while later, though, our friend John calls to see if we want to come chill at his house for the night. We're like, fuck yeah. So, he offers to pick us up, but T wants to drive himself. So, naturally, I, the drunkest person in the house, decide to give him a sobriety test to make sure he can drive. Now let me repeat that one more time, just for y'all that didn't fucking hear me. I, the drunkest person in the house, decide to give him a field sobriety test to make sure he's fine to drive. This was the worst field sobriety test ever administered, by the way. So I hand him a rubber object. I'm not gonna say what it was, but you can probably guess what it was. And I make him flip it in his hand like a fucking hibachi chef. And apparently, I decided he's clear for takeoff. Yeah, you can drive, buddy. Yeah, you're fine. Thank God he was actually fine. So, T ends up driving himself and I ride with John. And this man is flying down back roads like we're in Need for Speed. And we're having a blast until we passed a cop going probably at least double the speed limit. So we end up fucking nearly shitting our pants, of course. 2 kids in a car, and one's drunk enough to be Doc Holliday, but definitely not smooth enough to pull it off. I guess he just didn't feel like doing paperwork that night, though, because he just kept going and minding his business. Thank God. So the rest of this drive over there, however, he's driving like an absolute grandma. I mean, if there was joggers on the road, they might have passed us. So we end up making it to John's house, and right when we get there, his sister offers me a Christmas bong rip. So, of course, I say hell yeah. And that one hit wrecks me. I mean, it kicks my fucking ass. I mean, I was already drunk as fuck. Now I'm crossfaded and clinging to consciousness. Now, this again was way before I was a seasoned stoner. This was way before I was a vet like I am today. So, I make it back to John's room, we all do. So he and T start playing some video games. I, on the other hand, I chill on the floor and just end up completely passing the fuck out. And that's where I slept that Christmas night. At least it was a rug floor, though. So, next thing I know, I wake up with a hangover from hell. And they're still playing video games like nothing happened. I don't even think they slept, though. But they also weren't the ones who drank a whole fifth of liquor and took a massive fucking bong rip. So, it checks out. But anyways, that's today's hightail, y'all. Thanks for chilling with me, and if you fucked with this story, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next one, because more are on the way. And remember, don't take a field sobriety test from the drunkest guy in the room. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one.